Ennui has finally arrived in Disney Speedstorm, and today I'm going to tell you exactly how you can unlock her in the easiest manner possible. And let me tell you, it is not easy at all, and honestly some of the worst events we have ever gotten in Disney Speedstorm, but we'll get into all of that later. Let's take a look at her two new events. The first one that we have is Carrying Too Little. Now this event is much like the new Sense of Self cup that we had for Anxiety, and pretty much how this cup works is it's, your normal standard time trail cup, and you need to have Ennui unlocked in order to play. As you can see, the leaderboard is just all strictly Ennui, so you're going to have her unlocked in order to compete in this event. We also have the Excusez-moi event, and this is sort of where you're going to get all the shards in order to unlock Ennui, except you actually can't. So if we take a look at these objectives, they're very similar to the Anxiety event that is still in game. You're going to need Sadness at level 15 in order to get one Ennui shard. And then there's 4 other characters, Anna, Goofy, Celia May, and Genie, that you will all need at level 35 to get one additional shard. So you get 1 shard for each of these characters that you have, and then normally how it would work is if you completed all of these events, you would get a bonus 5 shards, bringing you to just enough in order to unlock her. However, that is not the case this time around. There are no additional Ennui shards up for grabs, meaning you can only get 5 Ennui shards. Not even for free. You can only get 5 Ennui shards if you have the premium Golden Pass Racer, and for another, relatively difficult to unlock characters. Looking at like Genie and Anna, Goofy and Celia aren't that bad, but Genie is a rough character to unlock. And if you have all of these characters at level 35, plus the premium character of the season, you will have half of Ennui unlocked. And then after that, your only option to finish your unlock is to purchase Ennui's box, where you have a 15% chance of pulling 2 to 10 Ennui shards, which is just ridiculous in my opinion. We have our first objective complete, this time with Sadness. That is the only objective I can complete for this event right now, because the rest of my racers are not up to level 35 yet, which makes getting Ennui even harder. One thing that I do think is worth pointing out is if we go to the shop and we go to Ennui's box, you can see that it doesn't really seem fair. It feels like the drop rates are kind of off. It feels like they're just been lying to us, because Bluefy and Pouchy and Lance Slashblade are all 15% drop rate, and so is Ennui, but you get Bluefy and Pouchy and Lance Slashblade like a lot. Like they're so common, it feels like. But it doesn't make sense because Ennui's common, but she's harder to get. I think it's very confusing. I just think that's something that's worth pointing out. Yeah, not a fan of her box at all in the slightest. I think it's awful that they're forcing you to buy her box in order to unlock her. You're not even promised to unlock her. You can buy like 100 boxes and only get 5 shards. I'm just really turned off by this idea of locking characters behind a box. I think it's awful, to be honest, that they're doing this. I don't know why you would have a common racer and put them into a box and only give them a 15% drop rate, because they're a common racer. It's very common to get shards for it, but they only give us a 15% drop rate. I think it's very confusing and very unfair. But let's see what Ennui's unique ability does. Her normal activation is she lays down on her couch and starts to drive on autopilot for a very short period of time. All opponents in Ennui's path start to drive their carts on autopilot as well. Now let's see what her charged activation is. Ennui sends her couch forward on autopilot, chasing the first racer at a moderate speed. The couch makes all opponents in its way begin to move forward slowly on autopilot. So it reminds me of kind of Sadness, forcing opponents to slow down. I think her unique ability is really cool, but I think Sadness's is a little bit better. Not only is Ennui very hard to unlock, but you need her in the Season Tour Chapter 6, I believe. Let's see, I think it's somewhere in the middle of Chapter 6. It should be, I think it was right here. Yeah, there it is. And she's a recommended level of 16 Ennui, which is absolutely crazy. I know you did have to have Anxiety for one of the nodes in Chapter 5, so to make it equal, but Again, do you get really anything good out of it? Let's see. Okay, so you get a season box credit, a couple of coins, and 3 Figment shards if you have Donald, Duck, and Ennui. So not bad. You do get pretty good rewards for having her in Chapter 6, but not only is she very hard to get, but you also need her for Chapter 6. So there you guys have it. That is how you unlock Ennui in Disney Speedstorm. I don't even know what to say. These events just keep getting worse and worse each time for these new mid-season racers, and the fact that you have to buy a box and keep buying them until you unlock the racer is just absolutely disappointing, and you only get 5 out of 10 shards, which is just ridiculous in my opinion, but it's whatever, at least she's in the game. But there you guys go, Ennui is now in Disney Speedstorm. Let me know what you think of them and their events in the comments below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out, everybody.